My name is Jakes, born and raised in Botswana. I work for Great Plains Conservation. Been working for Great Plains Conservation for the past 2 years. I've been a safari guide for the past 10 years. I'm based in a small camp called Selinda Explorers, which is sitting along the Selinda Spillway, far north part of the country. Selinda Explorers is in the Selinda Reserve, Selinda Reserve is 130,000 hectares in the Linyanti region. So the Selinda is linked with the Okavango, but the terrain is completely different. Dominance of Mopani woodland, then open grasslands, wooded area, so as the riverine forests. Where we are here in the Selinda Explorers, the camp itself is not fenced nor whatever. It's just right in the wilderness. Sometimes we do get animals moving through the camp. Things like elephants, especially in October when elephants coming down to drink in the Selinda Spillway, we get a lot of them going through the camp. Things like wild dogs do also come through the camp. It's pure wilderness. So the main predator species in the Selinda region are lions. We have a lot of lions in the area. Then after lions, we do have a lot of hyenas. We do have a lot of leopards, but as leopards are always shy and hiding away, but we still have a very good population of leopards in the area. We do have wild dogs that come in and out of the area simply because, if you have a lot of lions in the area, chances of wild dogs surviving very well in the area are quite very slim. But we do get packs that do visit in and out. You get to see 2 lionesses there with 5 cubs. You get to see 3 lionesses there with 5 cubs of different ages. Then we get to see single females also moving around with their cubs, but the males that are in charge of the area are still around. So now we have lionesses that are moving around with cubs as we've seen them. But now they have to hunt to provide those cubs with something to eat. But at the same time, they have to just make sure that these cubs are safe. So what we've seen that is that mostly they constantly hunt during the day, early hours of the morning and late hours of the afternoon when it's nice and cool. But then they prefer spending the night with the cubs for their own safety. One would come here and see a lot of prey species moving around and think that maybe it's an easy target, it's an easy food for lions, and to think that lions are the apex predator. But I tell you what, it's not always easy. We've seen those lionesses going hungry for days and days, despite food being all over the area. Our lions mostly target on things like zebras, target on things like wild beasts, eland, impalas. Those are the main prey species that we have here. All those prey species have been constantly also checking on their safety, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be dinner or die that day. So everybody's constantly looking around. Buffaloes in this area, they come and go, especially in rainy season. In rainy season, they migrate out of the area. Then in dry season, that's when we start slowly seeing buffaloes coming through. Then when they come through into the area, that's when lions would mainly target on them.
They just stop and stare at you, don't they? They're not aggressive.
You think of a big pride will need to bring something big so that at the end of the day, everybody is well fed. We do have a lot of giraffes, a lot of elephants, but those are not easy prey to be taken down by lions. Though we still have had few sightings where giraffes were taken down, but it's not always an easy target for lions.
What beauty, isn't it?
There's 2 females there. Yesterday, as we went out on a drive, we you came across this other female hyena that was moving around just before sunset. The hyenas are known to be nocturnal creatures which move around at night time looking for opportunity to scavenge. But this hyena we saw yesterday, she was just moving through. The prey species will always have to be aware of their environment. Will have to constantly be looking for predators for their own safety. Then what prey species does is that they mostly come together because some have good sense of hearing, some have good sense of smelling, some have a very good eyesight. For instance, if you take on things like giraffes, giraffes are quite very tall. They can see from a distance. Whenever they see a predator, they will always let others know that, hey, there's a predator in the area. Then you think of other things like impalas on the ground. Impalas, good eyesight, constantly looking around, always alert of their environment. Whenever they see a predator, they will just make sure that they give away the presence of that animal. Zebras also do the same. So everybody takes part. This alone helps each and every one within that herd to make sure that the environment is safe. When they congregate together, there's very limited competition. You think of zebras grazing there, you think of giraffes browsing, then you think of impalas browsing and grazing at the same time, but there's very less competition. Hence, that's why they completely tolerate each other. As we know, giraffes are browsers. Their most favorite trees will be acacia trees. If it was just giraffes taking on those acacia trees, and those acacia trees are just there not protecting themselves, they will be easily overbrowsed. But now we have those acacias. Over years of evolution, they developed some thorns so that they can keep away animals from overbrowsing them. But again, if they feel like they are being overbrowsed, they release some chemicals that makes it bitter. Then the giraffes will have to eventually move on to the other tree. By so doing, it stops those giraffes from overbrowsing it. The giraffes, one can look at them and think that they will be an easy target, maybe to lions, as lions are always praised as the top apex predator. But you know, giraffes also can defend themselves quite very well. I mean, one kick, if placed well to a lion's head, they can just drop the lion dead right on the spot. They can kick with all the legs, all the directions as a way of protecting themselves. We also have warthogs that might be looked as a very easy target to predators like lions and leopards and wild dogs. But I have seen things like lions being killed before by warthogs. I mean, they have those vicious tusks. Those tusks get to be sharpened continuously as these guys digging on the ground looking for those roots rhizomes. They keep on sharpening them up, so they're sharp like a razor blade. So if the lion is not so careful, they might end up being badly injured. Today we saw one of the lionesses within the pride that was badly injured on her back and chest by a warthog. But fortunate enough with her, the wound looks as deep as it is, but the fortunate part is that it didn't cut through the back. We do have a lot of elephants, as Botswana is known to be the home for at least half population of the world's population of elephants. We have over 135,000 elephants in the country. The most concentrated part of the country being the Chobe, the Okavango, and also the Linyanti area, which include the Selinda reserve. So with elephants, they will mostly be where there's there's enough adequate water for them to drink because they need water on their daily basis. There's also enough food for them to feed on, and also there's good safety for their own calves and also just in general the herd itself. So in this Selinda area, all that the elephant need as basics, they all here. So in this area, elephants will be mostly targeting on mopane, which is the most dominant tree species around here and the most favorite to elephants. So the Mopani is known to grow in loam clay soil, which is known to be very rich in minerals and nutrients. That alone is to say Mopani itself also is very rich in minerals and nutrients. Hence, elephants love it. Remember, elephants have a very poor digestive system. So this alone helps mitigate that poor digestive system, because if they eat on something that is of high value, that means they don't have to eat a lot of it. If this Mopan was left alone, would eventually be a thick forest that nobody can access. But with the help of elephants, breaking down those bushes, making sure that they create open, diversify a new habitat so that other animals can move through into those areas. Elephants have to constantly be aware of their environment. Remember, elephants don't have really a great eyesight. So they have to also be constantly looking around, making sure that they are safe. So they tend to be a bit nervous when they're in the thickets as compared when they're in the open, where they can see something from a distance. These past 3 nights that I and Chris have been going out, we've had absolutely an amazing time in Selinda Reserve. We've seen tons and tons of zebras, we've seen elephants, we've seen a lot of lions, about 16 lions, I mean, just in 3 hours.